Hello, my sweet friends. Today we are playing with the Sweetheart Floral two-piece set and the Love and Friendship stamp and die. These are the impression stamps and coordinating dies. And the Sweetheart Floral comes with the impression die and coordinating stamp and the two-piece stencil set that goes with it. So these are really neat because these can be both letterpressed and or glimmered, hot foiled in your glimmer machine or any other hot foil machine. These are not dies intended for your die cut machine. That can damage your die cut machine. So remember, these plates here are for BetterPress or hot foiling. And today we are going to play with our hot foil. We are going to glimmer these up with the Spellbinders Glimmer machine. And I'm going to show you reverse foiling tips. We're also going to stencil this and have a little fun. So this is a technique style video today, and we're just going to play. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and just do some reverse foiling. I've been really playing around with this, trying to find out the best way to reverse foil. I have already pre-foiled this baby right here in a previous play. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I just love how big it is. It is really pretty. So we're going to color this up here just a little while with some stenciling, so stick around for that. But first, let's do a little reverse foiling together. Okay, so here we are going to try double foiling this beauty on the Pink Fresh Studios large solid foil plate. And I'm going to go ahead, the timer is already ready. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down there. Now I have put the, just so you see here, I have put the shiny side of the foil to the plate, the white side of the foil that has the adhesive is to the paper, and I've went ahead and taped it because this is an A2 handle that I'm using. Okay, I'm also going to add 2 shims here. And I'm doing this because we're double foiling. And I'm using Spellbinders pomegranate cardstock underneath. And I'm just going to roll this through. It is a little tight. Oops, it is a little too tight. So let me remove one of those shims. Okay. There we go. You want it just tight enough, not too tight. So I'm going to run this through one time, slowly. And then I'm going to reheat this one more time. The timer is now ready again. So I'm going to dislodge this again and run this through one more time. I'm doing this as an extra precaution just because we're double foiling. I don't do this on a regular basis. Just when I'm double foiling, I want to give it every chance to transfer. And I'm going to go ahead and reverse this back through as well while it's still really hot. Just giving it every ample. I didn't do this the first time because it hadn't already adhered to the paper. So let's see if we've gotten a successful transfer. Okay. It's very, very pretty there. I'm not sure right here what's going on. Let's see. Now remember we have this taped. Oh, that's where that tape was right there. So it might be a little tricky because I got it taped, but We still have some that did not transfer. Well, not much. Not much. It's hard for you to see with the lights because I have so many lights on my table here. So you can see on a normal basis. Now I'm going to show you the easier way to do this in just a minute. This is for those that struggle with this. This is just extra things you can do. But, okay, there, I got all the plastic off. Now, that transferred pretty well. I mean, this is all that's left on your paper. It's very, very, very little, okay? So that transferred pretty darn well. So, let me show you how to make it transfer all the way. I'm going to heat this up again. Okay, we are heated up once again. This time I'm using this same image on white cardstock, and I'm going to shoot for doing a slim line. I don't know if this is going to work. Here again, I am experimenting with with reverse foiling. So I'm going to lay this down again on my Pink Fresh Studios large solid plate. And this time I am using glossy paper. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. I've not used a shim. Go ahead and run this through. I do like to heat this twice just for extra reassurance. And I don't even peek at it. I just go ahead and reattach it and let it heat up again. So we'll let that do that. As it does that, I just wanted to show you I trimmed this down. And now we can mount it and add a sentiment maybe over where that little spot is right there. There's a little blemish here. You could add a couple gems if you wanted to. This is also a card I completed recently, and this was a reverse that in my eyes messed up. This was done on Spellbinders brushed black cardstock, and I just ripped it off. I wasn't even trying really. I just kind of did it and ripped it off like a band-aid. And I got this interesting effect on here. I really liked the way it turned out. It looked very vintage. So I went ahead with it and went ahead and finished the card. I mean, it almost looks like I intended to do it that way. So I just went with it. But since we're talking about reverse foils, I just thought I'd show you. This is what most bad reverse foiling looks like. And, you know, if you get bad reverse foilings, try to make it into something. I mean, I really like the way this turned out, and for a sympathy card, I think it worked. So I don't usually finish my bad reverses, but that's what got me onto trying to figure out how to do it and do it with ease. So we're on the hunt. So let's see how this one turns out. Okay, the timer is once again solid. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the sandwich and move it over here. And go ahead and run it through once more really slowly. And we will see what we get. Hopefully we will get beautiful results. I've been having a lot of luck with my reverse foiling when doing it with glossy paper. So I wanted to show you how they've been turning out. Now I did use tape on this one too, which will make it a little aggravating. But let me just trim this real quick. Okay, so let's just peel and reveal. Let's see here. This is the result that everybody longs for. Look at there. Absolutely nothing on the paper, the release paper. Absolutely nothing. So there is the answer, guys. Glossy paper. And let me tell you, this also works on foil paper, like your mirror cardstock works on that too. So what I'm going to do here, there's a little more foil down here because of the tape, but what I'm going to do here is, and this is just an experiment, there is a little scratch right here, not the end of the world, but what I'm going to do here is actually do this once again on another piece down here, is what I was thinking. I might use another piece of paper because I got that dent right there. But I'm going to do this again with a second piece of foil. And then I'm going to put these two together and maybe do a banner in the center to match them up. And we'll get a slim line out of it. What y'all think? Slim line. That's my vision. We'll have to see and wait to the end, and you can see in my bonus cards to see if we end up with a slim line. But let's do some stenciling first. The first thing I'm going to do is grab my waffle flower grip mat. I've just started using this to hold down my paper. I can use my magnets also, which are very helpful. But I like using this because it actually grips to my nice glass mat. And it holds my paper completely in place. And I like that because then I don't have to worry at all about my paper shifting at all. So then I like to take my stencils. Let's see here. Let's find the front. There we go. And let's line this up. Beautiful. Oh, this is lining up perfectly. And then I'm going to take some satin tape. This is from Altenew. And this is very, very removable tape, which I've found. I've been playing around with tapes also. And I'm going to secure this down so it's perfectly aligned. Beautiful alignment there. Go ahead and use another. But this is beautiful, thin, but easy to remove satin tape. And then we're going to color. And I'm going to try to use two colors here. So what I thought I would do is mask a little bit. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to use my tape also for masking. So let's see. I will just use a purple, I guess. Okay, so I can use these. And I will go ahead and mask these little guys off. Let's see what else we want to mask off. And maybe, I'm trying to think which flowers. I don't think I want this flower the same as these two flowers. So let's go, it looks like, well, it looks like these two are connected though. Yeah, those two are connected. So we probably need these two the same and this one different. So let's go ahead and mask this one. I'm gonna use a lot of this tape. So it better not rip. Oh, you know what? Will it pull up the foil though? Will it pull up the foil? It does pull up the foil. It does a little bit. Okay, so we can't mask. Okay, so we're going to have to get selective with our coloring. Okay, it did pull up just a tiny bit there in the center. Okay, so we're going to get creative. And we are going to be very careful. Okay, creative with red. Ha ha ha. Let's see. I'm going to get creative with red. Ha ha. All right, so I'm going to go super, super light and see if I can do this without getting it everywhere. I'm going super light, and like I said, these are connected. These flowers are connected. I'm purposely going super, super light because I'm trying to stay in these two flowers to see if I can do it. Everything's going to be either pink or red, so it's not really that big of a game changer. If, go ahead, if it gets too dark, you know, but I wanted the red. I do want it darker though. It started darker here, so let's make these centers darker. And then we'll have the lighter on the edges. There we go. You always can get darker. You can't take it away once you... Oh, it's blending nicely. Once you get it down there, you can't take it away, so... This center is the one that I got lost some of my foil on, so it might not be as pretty as the other ones, but you know, you live and learn, right? I did get a little bit up here, so I'm going to go into this flower as well. And this is where I'm going to, let's see, I want a wider one than that. Let me grab a wider one. Let's just take this one. I think this one looks like that flower too. So I'm going to go ahead up in this one also. And do lighter at the edge. Ooh, that looks nice. That's a nice blend there. Okay, blend that light and dark right there. A little light up here, a little more. Pretty. Okay, let's see. Do I want anything else? Yes, I see one more I want. Let's see about doing this one here. Trying to stay in those lines. Alright. Okay. Trying to get rid of that harsh line right there. I'm not an expert at this, and this is actually the very first time I have stenciled with hybrid inks. It's fun to play with something new to me anyways. And I like the way they're blending right here. This one I got a little bit harsh, but let's see if I can blend that out. Oh yeah. Get that corner, I want that corner dark. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let's see here. Is there any more of those slanted? I think I got all the slanted ones. Okay. So let's switch over to our pink now. And I'm going to move that out of the way so I don't accidentally drop it. And I'm going to rub my brush on a scrap piece of paper just to get the, I'll do this on the side here, just to get any excess ink off of there, since I'm going lighter here. And then really on this one, I can kind of just be more forgiving because it's lighter than the red. So if it goes a little bit into that red, it really don't matter, does it? Look at that. So it's going to be paler. And I'm not even going to really worry about blending here. I'm just going to go real light. There we go. Go a little light here. Maybe a little bit darker pink on the bottom, but I'm going to make it really light here at the top. Maybe fuller down here. And a little lighter up here. And I think, didn't I mask off a little bit right here? I think I did. There we go. So let me unmask that. Make those little pretty. And I could have made those circles different, but. And I think I might want to even go a tad darker. Do I want to go a little bit darker? I'm just gonna. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's reveal. Oh, I like the way this tape comes off. I'm going to stick it because I'm going to use it again if it will let me. Let's see how it comes off. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, satin tape. I love you. Ooh la la. I've been playing around with mint tape. I've been playing around with Spellbinders tape. I've been playing around with, I have Crafter's Companions tape. All of them are low tack. The scrapbook.com tape is nice, but, ooh, that's pretty. But I don't like that it loses its tack. So I opted to try the Altenew this time, just to give it a try. It was on sale, and I thought, okay, well, I was doing my big order there at Thanksgiving, and I thought I'd give it a try, and wow, I'm impressed. Okay, I'm gonna get these lined up here. Beautiful. I'm gonna just go ahead and use this tape again. See how it does the second time around. Go ahead and rub it. Make sure there's no ink on it there. I'm using this second round, so we'll try it out and see. And these are all leaves, so that'll make it easy for coloring. And I was going to go ahead and use this light. Let me cover that red up before I get my fingers in it. You'll know how clumsy I can be. I'll tell you the ink colors I'm using here in just a minute, just in case you want to play along with me and get these colors. We'll see how it ends up in the end and see if it's worthwhile to copy this one. Trying not to get it on the paper there. I'm known for that and going like, woo! Go right off the edge of the stencil. But I might die cut this out, so it might not even matter since this comes with a die. And now, when you BetterPress with this, and don't forget, you can BetterPress with this, which is what I actually fell in love with this about, and why I chose this one to play with, is because BetterPress usually doesn't come with, when you buy BetterPress plates, they don't come with stencils usually. So I thought, wow, this one not only comes with a die, but it also comes with a stencil. So when you're BetterPressing though, and you're using your hybrid ink or you're using your Spellbinders ink, make sure when you're stenciling, that you use your dye base inks for the stenciling, because if not, you will smear your hybrids or your BetterPress ink, because they are pigment inks. They have pigment properties in them. Like a hybrid is a mix between a dye base and a pigment ink. They're a combination of the two. That's the reason you can use them for your watercolor and you can use them for your alcohol markers. So they kind of have a best of both worlds in them. But when you're stenciling, you want to make sure, because they have that pigment property in them, you want to make sure that you use a dye base when you're stenciling over a pigment based product. And the BetterPress inks and a hybrid ink both have pigments in them. So you want to use a water base, which is your dye base inks, in your stenciling. So that's one reason I chose to do this today. Now in the future, when I use this on BetterPress, I will do that in the BetterPress. But I wanted to educate you all on that before I actually did it. Plus, I just wanted to see it glimmer because it's so pretty. Gosh, this tape it's still real sticky, even the second time, and yet it peels off. Look at that. I can even rip it and it doesn't rip the paper. Oh. Okay, so let's see what we get. Love it. I did get a little bit right there though, guys. Ah! So let me bring this up closer and you see how the grip mat works? Look at that. So there, look at all that glimmer. And let me just take my rag. See if I got a clean place and I can just kind of buff that. Get any off the actual. But there we go. And I did. I got a little bit right there. But like I said, I will probably die cut this out. So, but you've got all your glimmer and you've got your stenciling, and it matched up really, really well. I love it. So I am going to go die cut this out and put it on a card, and we will see these finished cards here momentarily. Back from playing, and can you say gorgeous glimmer? This is the slimline that I created using those 2 pieces of reverse foiling, and check it out. Let's see if I can get some of this glare, but it's almost impossible with this holographic foil. But I just wanted to show you how perfect that reversing came out all the way down. So that is on the glossy paper that I used. And I used one of the sentiments from the set I was playing with today, and it just turned out perfect. This is actually, this piece of paper here, piece of scrap paper that fell out of the package of pink paper that I was playing with. I just pulled the paper out and there the scraps fell, so I just went ahead and used them. They look like they were made for it. Total scrap. I have no idea where it came from, but hey, it worked. So I used it. So that's that one. Here is our stenciled glimmer. There we go. These Sweetheart Florals are just beautiful, and it came out really well. I loved this little intricate background that I used. I pulled that out from this one here called Modern Geometric Cover Plate 3 die. That's part of a pattern play series of 3 dies that coordinate. So I just used a single one here on this card, and it really set off this beautiful set nicely, and then I added the sentiment here. So really simple but very elegant. Then here is another one I did, and this one I created a background by glimmering twice on just regular cardstock. So I just glimmered it and made an entire background. So this here is another set that I used called Everyday Sentiments. It's a stamp and die coordinating set from LDRS. And I used it, and it's pretty cool because the sentiments dies have 2 dies. So one of them cuts your sentiment out super close, and the other one gives you a shadow. So that turned out really neat for this. And I love that this pink paper here that I chose from Spellbinders matches LDRS's Lipstick Jungle ink perfectly. This is such a perfect color combination. So I wanted to point that out, and then it ended up coordinating with the enamel dots as well. So all 3, the paper, the enamel dots, and Lipstick Jungle, all went together really nicely. So I thought that was really fun. Then here is one done on a dark mahogany cardstock. I thought that was also neat, seeing the same, you know, I use the same prism glimmer in all of this. So there it is there. And then I used a holographic paper from scrapbook.com right here. It's just a A2, simple A2 pad. So I thought that worked with the glimmer. And boy, this, I just could use this Sweetheart Floral all day long. It is just stunning. So in this right here is a piece cut off from here. It's actually a piece of our reverse foil being used right along there. Isn't that neat? I also used that right here. I used just pieces of the scrap, and it just pulled all these cards together. I thought that was a neat way to just pull this little collection of cards together. And then last but not least, a little better pressing. Couldn't go without better pressing this. So I just inked the background, and I used the 3 LDRS inks here. Let's see. Yeah. I've got the light at being Soft Kisses. The medium is our Jungle Love. No, Lipstick Jungle. And then Scarlet Rose. So those are our 3 that I used here to create this ombre. And then I letterpressed on it using the Sweetheart Floral in black, the LDRS hybrid black ink, and used one of those sentiments there as well. And look at the detail of that letterpressing. Isn't it gorgeous? All right, guys, so those are my 5 cards for today. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial video. Give me a shout out down below and let me know which card is your favorite. I would have to say that one's mine. But I also love this striking too. And I had fun designing the slimline a lot. So yeah, let me know what your feedback is. I will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.